Topic of today is how to win in a bidding war. Oh my goodness, it is a bidding war out there. For every home that's on the market, there is typically 5 offers on every home. Now, it depends on the home, depends on how it's staged, depends on a lot of things, but your typical and average is 5 offers on every home. So you have to be prepared, if you're a buyer, to know exactly what to do. So first of all, learn your buying power. The most important thing is to talk to a lender before you ever do anything else. Go with the lender that your agent recommends. In this area of Grand Traverse County, the people here like local lenders. Now, it's not saying that some of them that are out of state are not good, but the real estate agents here like people that they know, that they can trust, and that they know that they can get the job done. There's too many times they've gone with an out-of-state lender and they don't get the communication, they don't find out what's going on. So number 1, listen to your agent, go and get pre-approved. And by pre-approval, that means you turn in all your documentation, you have your credit checked, and you can get a letter from the lender stating that you are approved up to X amount of money and with this type of loan. Extremely important. Secondly, know the buying process beforehand. Talk to your agent and find out what exactly are the steps, what are the pitfalls, what do I look for? I mean, what if I love the first house that I see? Just talk to that person and they're the experts, and find out from them just what the whole buying process is so that you're not caught unaware. Know how much money you're going to have to pay up front. Know how much money you're going to have to pay for closing costs. And a good agent is going to go through everything and tell you exactly what it's going to be. One other thing to look at is the amount of earnest money that you're putting down, because the higher amount of earnest money, you're telling the seller how serious you are about buying that house. Now, keep in mind, you may put down an X amount for earnest money and you don't have to pay it or have it taken out of your account until your offer is accepted. Then, assuming that you have an inspection contingency, you have that amount of time to decide, do I really want this house? And is the inspection okay? Is there nothing seriously wrong with the house? And once you've waived the inspection and said, okay, this is good, then the earnest money is held and until closing, because it actually is part of your closing costs. So in other words, it's part of your down payment. So if you think about the highest amount of earnest money you would put down is really telling the seller how serious you are about buying that house. So, because say a worst case scenario, and I mean, it's never happened to me, I'll be honest with you, but I have heard of it. You put down earnest money, you pass the inspection, waive that, everything's good, and like a week before closing, you decide to pull out of the transaction. Thank God none of my clients have done this, and in that case, you may lose that earnest money. So because that seller could say, breach of contract, no, I'm going to keep the earnest money. So always know that that's there, but no, if you're going to go through and close it, it's part of your closing costs. It's your down payment. Offer a higher price than what they're asking. Check with your agent. 9 times out of 10, most people are offering over the listing price. But you've got to really look at your comps and see exactly what that home is worth. And are you willing to pay over it? Do you think it's worth it for you to pay over that price? If you absolutely love this house and you have been looking for a long time and you know this is the one you want, then put out all stops. Go with the highest price you are comfortable with. And that's the key right there, because you've got to be comfortable. Because a couple of things could happen. The appraisal could come in lower than what your asking price is. Okay, if the appraisal comes in lower, that means you have to put more of a down payment down. So never, ever put all of your money into the offer that you're making, because you've got to keep some back for repairs that may be happening, for appraisal contingencies, things like that. So make sure that you've got money left over so that you can put things down. Never ever waive an inspection. I do not recommend that at all, and I'm seeing it once in a while, but not often. What I have done for some clients is we have scheduled a second showing, and I'll bring my inspector there and he'll go through it. It's not a 5-6 hour inspection, but it hits all the nuts and bolts, and my buyers pay for that, and then they're comfortable when they go to make that offer. But other than that, I always make them contingent upon an inspection, but I will lessen the inspection time, and my inspector that I use primarily can do them within 3 to 5 days. So that's not putting that seller out a whole bunch of time. So don't waive it. Just do your due diligence there. And then listen to what the seller needs when you're making an offer. This is important because I always call the listing agent and say, okay, my clients absolutely love this house. What is it going to take for them to get it? What does your seller want? What is the most important thing to them? It could be that they need time in that house after closing because they haven't found another house yet. It could be that they want to close immediately, and if they could close in the next 2 weeks, they would be very happy. It could be so many different things that are important to that seller. So always, have your agent call, find out what's important, and then structure your offer to meet those sellers' needs. That is huge. And be flexible on closing time. Be flexible with your down payment. Be flexible with everything, and then I usually also put in that we'll go to the seller's title company to close, because it makes it easier for the seller. So anything you can do that will make it easier for the seller, then they're going to look at your offer better than they would others. Call me if you have any questions about this. I'd be happy to talk to you. Again, it's Ginny Fey, and my number is 231-360-7822. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. You talk, I'll listen. Bye now.